Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris. My co-host, our very good friend, is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island Australia, Season 4, Episodes 13 through to 16. Now, Chris, where would you like to start today?
Oh, Dave, I've got a bit of a question, and it's a question I'm trying to figure out myself because one of the characters in this Love Island is absolutely puzzles me. 1 minute I think he's a great guy, 1 minute I think he's being two-faced, or is he calling the guys out? And that is Tack, Dave. So in episode 13, the start of the week, he's there, and he seems to bear everything the guys are doing to the girls. There's no barrier. I don't think the guys have realised he's playing a bit of a double agent, but I can't work out because in episode 14, he was upset, and I think what I think is happening is he's not a footboy. He's not like the other lads who are in there, especially Callum. And in 13, I was like, why does he keep doing this? He's proper there's no guy code. He's digging up. I think what it is he knows what the guys are really like, and I just think he's he's got too much respect for the girl, or he's got the right amount and not too much. He's got the right amount of respect for the girls, and he's just trying to warn them off. But it comes across as he's sort of playing both sides of the field. But as the week went on, I was sort of get it. I think he's actually a really nice guy. So he's conflicting this week. So I don't know what you think about him, Dave.
No, I think he comes across okay. I mean, come on. Some of the guys are just dicks, aren't they?
Fucking horrendous.
You know, if you were there yourself, you'd have to say something, wouldn't you, surely?
Yeah.
So I think he's playing an okay game. And I thought that episode, was a really interesting one because you don't really... We've talked about mental health and stuff, and when we discussed all the suicides around the program and stuff, that when we looked into it in the Western countries, at least, you've got 3 times as many men committing suicide as women. So is that, we've speculated, well, why is that? Is that just because we don't talk about shit, we don't speak about our feelings and stuff? So I thought it was a really interesting episode because you saw Tack, and then there was someone else, wasn't there, getting a bit upset later on. And, Callum was kind of comforting him. That was a bit unexpected. I guess he just happened to be there. But, no, I appreciated the fact that, he let his feelings be shown, if you like. And, I think that's a healthy thing. If you're upset, it's okay to be upset.
Yeah, it is, and I think you're right, Dave, because in a lot of these shows, it's always that macho bollocks, and he's going through a rough time. He wants to be with somebody. He's obviously not had any luck with any girls. What our usual mantra is: they come on this show for fucking clicks and Instagram followers, and we'll get into Callum later, Dave. But he's not the only one. But yeah, I just in that episode, I'm with you. I sort of was like, you know what? I think he's doing it because he's a decent guy. I think he's trying to help the girls, go through this reality show how he thinks it's right. So yeah, so I was Team Tack at that point, David. I did think, but by the end of the week, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? When he had a choice of 2 of the girls, Dave, I was like, fucking Stella's had more chances than anybody, and she's still in the villa, Dave. Unbelievable, the last episode.
Well, should we stick on Stella for a bit then? Because obviously, Chris, when it was clear that things weren't going her way with Jordan, and she got and Jordan got picked by Phoebe too, and then they were getting a bit hot and heavy, and she didn't really like that, did she? She didn't feel like it was respectful, and apparently they've got their own little safety word, or they didn't call it a safety word, did they? Or
yes,
some kind of word, as in, okay, it's going a bit far or something. What was it, peaches?
Peaches, yeah, I think so.
So she was getting all out of shape about that and getting all upset. It's just, I just want someone to want me for me. Along comes Ben, Chris, who just wants Stella for Stella. Yeah, but she doesn't like him. I just want someone for me. But not him, though.
No. You know what, Dave? You're right. It's like she had this whole outline of a guy, didn't she? This whole on paper what her type is, what he would do to how he would treat her. You're so right. Ben did everything she wanted. And she's like, nope, not for me. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do you want? You know what I mean? Like, I'd had enough of Stella by the end of the week, Dave. She should have fucked off. And I've got to say, I know, sort of talking about tack again, but well, I'll talk about Ben first. Ben comes in. He's in there for literally 3 days, apparently. And then it's this fucking vote in episode 15 where it's like, right, guy, Sophie's like, right, it's not going down to the islanders, which I was happy with. And it's not going down to the public. It's the two of you have got to decide who comes off. And all Stella did was go, oh, yeah. And Ben went, you know what? I will be the guy. I'm going to be respectful. Now, on the normal circumstances, Dave, I fully understand you should always treat women with respect. You should be a gentleman as best you can. You should always, open doors for him. Just different things. If I'm walking down the street with Sam, Dave, I make sure I'm on the outside because obviously I'm Superman, impenetrable to vehicles hitting me, Dave. Them sort of thing. Be a gentleman. Try your best to be a nice person and everything. You're on a reality TV show, and the longer you're in there, the more money you make on the outside. So, Ben, that was the biggest fuck up I have ever seen on a reality TV, and his fucking speech, Dave. Oh my God, this has changed my life. It's the greatest experience of my fucking life. What? You did fuck all, and you give up your golden fucking Willy Wonka fucking ticket to the Wonka factory to fucking Stella, who absolutely, respect Dave, played him like a fucking fiddle. What a load of shit that was. I do agree with you. And he's thrown away his golden ticket there. But I'd be slightly hypocritical if I was to give him too hard a time, because I'd probably do the same myself, Chris. I wouldn't make the fucking speech. It's like, right, fuck the lot of you. I mean, give up my life to come here with you narcissistic arseholes. Now I can't fucking wait to get out of here. So my speech will be slightly different to Ben's. But put in that position, fuck me, as the bloke, you're onto a loser. Let's not say this is equal opportunities or anything. There's still an expectation that he will be the gentleman out of it. Stella, I agree. She should have fucking walked. She's had more than ample opportunity. She's not had a proper connection with anyone. She's had long enough. She should have been the one to say, I'm going to go. But I just don't think... I think Ben was just onto a complete loser. Because if he digs his heels in, he comes off looking like a cock. I think that as soon as they put that decision on them, I think the only way out was for him to just fall on his sword and go. I just don't think... I think if he starts arguing his case, he'll just come off looking badly. Yeah, and I think the only guy who would have done that with no conscience is Callum, Dave. I do think you're right. I mean, what about
Al might have done
Al
as well.
What about that comment? Was it Mick to someone said when he said about I'm going to go and someone went, "Not all heroes wear capes." I'm like, fuck off! It's not fucking Avengers or Batman or Superman.
He's not rescued a cat from a tree or anything.
Yes, I mean, he's not gone into a burning building or fucking took on 5 muggers down a fucking alleyway. It's like, you fucking bellends. These fucking people are bellends. I was crying at that point. I was like, I can't hear that again. I was like, fucking hell, Dave. Talk about being completely disassociated with the real world. That was pathetic. It was brilliant. Or fucking pathetic.
Yeah, what a bunch of knobs. But you mentioned about Callum there. I mean, we tore a few strips off him last week, didn't we, for being an absolute fuckboy. And I don't think I've seen anything different. And the only thing I'd say, we started talking about tack and he's just being a nice guy and kind of giving off, just be careful to the girls, kind of some warning signs and that. And you know what, Chris? I think they fucking need it. Because even though he is fucking blatant, about being a fuckboy, Maddie's like, oh, I think once you cut through all the red flag fuckboy stuff, he's actually all right. And it's like, can you hear yourself? Can you go back to that sentence you've just said there? Cut through all the red flags and he's actually all right. That's fundamentally not that you're supposed to focus on the red flags. But it's like, and I put Mitch in this camp as well with Phoebe 1.
Oh, OG, yeah.
OG Phoebe. They think they can change these guys, don't they? They think they can change them. And then, like, oh, yeah, he used to be a fuckboy, but now he's not. Got news for you. You're not going to change him. So, you're going to be in for some heartache, I think. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. Is it just the delusion of youth? Do all people... I honestly, some of the things that Callum was doing, I was like, are these girls actually falling for it? Like, really? Or, like, when he was going on about, the guys, taking the piss out of me, saying I've got, like, thin lips and stuff. Can't believe it, I'm gutted, man. And, gets a snog with Stella. And she's like, oh, no, that's totally, he's definitely not got thin lips. I don't know what those guys are talking about, if it's true. And you just got Callum pissing himself. It's like... He's as clear as day with it. He can't be any more blatant. But they're just looking past all the red flags and stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you. What I don't like about Callum, Dave, I'm someone who's watched Geordie Shore for a long time, and I'm watching a reunion show at the moment. I don't like the way they speak about women, Dave, at all. So he's
disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, he talks about them in such a fucking bad way. He calls them birds. He's like... Yeah, and he wears the fact that he's a footboy like it's a badge of honour. That's not a badge of honour, mate. As I said in the last episode, it's something they call you because you're a fucking tool. And he's just horrible. And I keep thinking, his mum and dad must be watching this. And they're either going, oh, he's so funny, Callum. And yeah, we know the real Callum. Well, the real Callum, as far as I can see, is an absolute bellend. And I think you're right, he's playing all of them. I mean, even when they got caught, when fucking Mitch was there and he's saying to Phoebe H, undo his pants and lick from top to it. And he's like, oh, I can't believe they found us. We're in the most hidden corner in the villa. Don't do it. That doesn't mean he's
in
acceptable.
A tiny villa.
Yeah, he's like, he's such a dick. And then all of a sudden he's making a play for Stella and Maddie and Vaku, who he's chased, hasn't he, for like 2 or 3 episodes. He just says, that's it, it's all over. And he's done. And he doesn't care who he hurts, this lad, at all. He's just going to wantonly go for it. But you're so right, Dave. It's that bad boy thing, like, I can change him. You can't. At the moment, he needs to grow up. He needs some sort of intervention with himself to realise that you can't go around treating people like this. But I've got a feeling I'm going to see Callum on everything. X on the beach back in the UK, all the fucking Nomad reality shows that I watch, he's going to be on it as just an absolute bellend, Dave. I can just... He's absolutely, really, even though he's Welsh, he basically acts like all the Geordies do on Geordie Shore, Dave. All the lads treat the girls like him, like it's funny. And when they're cheating, and even when he was getting called out for being a wanker, and every girl who's called him out, he then turns around, they start laughing, knowing, oh, it's only Callum. And it's like, I give up with him. I don't like him, and I just don't think he should be in there now. He's an absolute dick, but great TV. So,
yeah. I don't know. The thing is, when you just said about Vaku there, I just got no fucking sympathy, Chris. She's like getting all upset, and it's like, oh, I just feel like I've wasted my time. Oh, really? You know what meme I've got in my head, Chris, is the Gene Wilder Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, the one where he's like, oh, go on, explain to me how.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Oh, right. Oh, Callum's dropped Jazzy. Oh, well, what a fucking shocker that is. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just a grumpy, cynical old fucker, Chris. But, yeah, I'm sorry. No sympathy whatsoever. You knew exactly what you were getting into. Again, he's not subtle about it. It's completely blatant. And I don't know if it's almost... Is it a double bluff? It's like they're thinking, oh, he's outwardly he's acting like this massive dickhead, but inside, Chris, he's really, just a big teddy bear. Is that what they're thinking? It's like he's got all these layers. He's like an onion. He's like Shrek kind of thing. But no, he just really is that dickhead.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, she's gone. Well, sorry, but you made a fucking terrible call, so you deserve to go.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the flip side, Dave, we're going to be having the same conversation about Maddie, because she's all 100%. Of a sudden said the same thing about, behind, like, as you've just put it so right, he's, behind all the layers, he's a great guy. And they're together. I was quite surprised he didn't pick Stella, to be honest, Callum, but he did pick Maddie at the end. That's going to end in disaster. Let's be honest, Dave. Which leads on to what I said at the start of the episode. Fucking Tat. Him and Vacu had a great bit of a conversation. Both said there's something there. I couldn't work out, actually, did they know that there was going to be this vote off in episode 15 going into 16? Because obviously Vacu just put it on him straight away, which is fine because you've got to stay in the villa. But I couldn't work out whether they were privy to what was going to happen. And that's why she moved very quickly. Tat, but there seemed to be a connection there. And then Tat bottled it because he didn't want to become unpopular and picked Stella. And I was like, why? You're not together. It's not Friend Island, as Mr. Horrocks so eloquently put it a few years ago. He's so right. I was just like so frustrated with that, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you messaged me, didn't you? Because you were that irate about it when you were watching it. But I don't know. I think he's always had a soft spot for Stella. I think he's always fancied her. So, I think he thinks this is his shot. So, I think he thinks there's something there. I personally think, Stella's had ample opportunity, so should just go. She's becoming fucking Hugo from season or two on the UK one. But, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I thought, he fancied both of them. But, I think he'd even said in the last episode that he'd always had a bit of a soft spot, and then there's that fucking ridiculous howling at the moon thing, which was I was like, can anyone be any more obvious that they know that they're on camera and they're just doing this because they know it'll make the edit? You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I think he's followed his heart there, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see, Dave. I don't think she was just happy to be on the all-inclusive again, I think. But one of the couples, Dave, I've got to talk about, who's moved on slightly, is I've got a problem with Jordan. I don't know what it is about him. I just don't trust him. And he's with Phoebe H now. He binned off Stella. I don't know, Dave. There's just something. I don't like this guy at all. He pretends he's a nice guy, and I'm not buying anything that he's selling with anybody. His advice is usually pretty shit. And, I mean, Phoebe H, she's come in, seems like quite an interesting character. Didn't know how to deal with Vacu when she was crying, Dave, which I thought was funny. I mean, what do you think of Jordan, Dave? Because I've dug him out a few times and I can't put my finger on it why I don't like him.
I still don't know why all the girls want him.
It's like a German porn star, done it from the 70s.
I just, I'm puzzled by him, but I'm wondering what his game is. But I think, Phoebe's kind of like laying it on him. So I think I just don't. He seems to be reciprocating right now. So I do think that he does like her, but the way he's flip flopped, I don't think he's really got over the whole Claudia thing. I thought we saw a different Jordan in that first few days. Where he seemed to be very much into her. And then obviously she's gone with Austin, and then he's not really. It's like he is on holiday, isn't it? Yeah. It's like he's won a competition to go and spend it with all these other beautiful people. And he's just there having a great time with free food and beer. Fair play to the lad, But I don't think I dislike him probably as much as you do, but. I just think he's all right. He's just there, but again, I don't know how long he'll be there.
No, fair enough. Let's see, David. I'm using my radar. In fact, the radar is never wrong, Dave. I was going to call my own radar out, but this isn't a reality radar call, Dave. So I'm not going to throw it under the bus. But what do you think, Dave? Right, so as the week goes on, Al and Jess as a couple. So they go on the date. They have the deciding factor, don't they? And I thought, to be fair, Alan Jesse's analysis of all the couples was fucking harsh, but great to watch, Dave. They didn't pull any punches. They were like, well, you're not going to make it. Yeah, you will. You're not going to make it. The only one I was dubious was when Al picked Callum, because he's his mate. I was like, I'm not. And then straight away, Callum and Vacu, within like 10 minutes of the show, he's then binning her off and getting me Stella. Oh, Maddie. So yeah, I think it was a great choice, but I did like what they did there because they really were honest and everything, which is a bit refreshing for Love Island, to be fair.
I mean, I like the way the producers kind of laid the rules out. It's like, if you don't do this, you're out yourselves.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Brilliant.
So they had to be, quite forward with it. So, yeah, I mean, they called it just right, didn't they? I mean, I think it was, like you say, I think they were bang on there. I can't really argue, apart from, like you say, with Callum. I think, I don't know what's next for Callum. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to have, we're in what, week 3 now?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have Casa Amor coming up next week, I would have thought, wouldn't they?
Well, Dave, it's almost like you didn't see this coming, but next week is X's week, my friend.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
We have Claudia's ex coming in, which we saw the VTF, but also, Dave, last year's winners, Mitch and Tina, are coming in.
Oh.
As exes. So they're coming into the show. So I saw a little, just before we were recording, a little press release there. So how that's going to play out, and I don't know why they're coming back so soon, because I know they were quite popular, but the Claudia one was interesting because we saw it, didn't we? And then it's like, it's as if Claudia's done the old... Now, this is Chris's opinion, everyone. Don't come after Dave and don't come after... This is going off the little VT we've seen. Has Claudia done what most of the shithouse guys in the UK do, where they don't tell the girlfriend they're with or do a grand crap and basically go in Love Island? Oof. And then has she done that? Has she not told this guy she's gone in Love Island and gone in there for the fame and the fortune? I don't know. But that's how I perceive that video, Dave, anyway, because it looks like it kicks right off and I am here. He's basically Jax. He's going in there for Gemma again, but I'm happy with that.
I would be surprised if she just fucking disappeared for some milk and then fucking hell, she's on Love Island.
Semi-skimmed.
I don't think that, but you know what? I mean, she was a bit of a dick this week, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And like Austin was, saying about, well, if you don't trust me, what's that? She's like, oh no, it's because of the past, and it's because everyone's cheated on me in the past and this, that, and the other. Again, with everyone that we see on Love Island, pretty much, you've got this thing of how reliable are these narrators? Is that true? So we can ask him when he's in now, can't we? Did you cheat on Claudia?
That's a good
what
point.
His response is, because I just don't know. You know what would be great, Chris? If the truth is she cheated.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That would rock. Wouldn't it? Oh, my word.
We're a pair of bastards, aren't we?
We are absolute. See you next Tuesdays, but I'm here for it if that's the case.
Me too. Oh, it's got me. I'm ready for it now, Dave. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. That'd be a great plot twist because, like you said, you always have such a great, what did you say? The worst narrators, or what you've the way you always
unreliable narrators.
Unreliable narrators. That's such a great word phrasing there because that's so true. We all do that, Dave. You know full well, whenever there's a fucking argument or whenever there's a disagreement with somebody, the truth's always in the middle. I'm going to tell, say me and you fell out, I'm going to tell my side of the argument to my family or friends. You'll tell yours to the other. And somewhere in the middle is the fucking truth. And that's how it always plays out because nobody likes to paint themselves as the bad guy, do they? Or that they've gone wrong. It's very rare people will eat a loss on that and say, actually, I was wrong. So, Dave, that's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You got me ready for it now. I cannot wait.
We've got to wait a whole 3 days now, haven't we, before we can watch the next one. But whatever it is, it's going to be fireworks. And they have been, up until the last few days, they were coasting a little bit, Claudia and Austin there, weren't they? Until they had that sort of little tiff about the whole trust thing. So, yeah, I think they're going to be front and centre, at least on Monday. So, yeah, can't wait.
Oh, great stuff. So, everyone, thank you as always. Another great week in reality TV, Dave. I absolutely loved it. And luckily, we've only got one show at the moment, so that is even better. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. And if you want to support us a bit more, get over to patreon.com/cdrealitycast. And also, get over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast, guys. We're just tipping on the edge of 400 friends on our massive group over there. So thank you so much to everyone who's joined, and massive thanks to Charlene as always. So today's roll call of honour is Cassie, Megan, Kate, Annabeth, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Gillian, Michelle, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Jacqueline, Joanna, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Ken Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys, for all your help and all your support over the last couple of years. We really, really appreciate it.
No, it's fantastic, and it's good. You know, at the end of each episode, I am chomping at the bit. I do want to talk to you about it, but at the moment, especially with the World Cup on and everything, it's just handy to do these once a week things now. But absolutely brilliant, Chris, and hopefully with this X this week, it's hotting up. I didn't feel like this week was one of the best. I thought it lulled a little bit, especially in the first couple of episodes, but yeah, let's hopefully have some drama next week.
You know, I like drama.
So thank you very much, sir, and thanks to everyone out there for listening, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.